Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to be building a small tray just out of Perspex. So we're going to build a little Perspex bender, and it's just to stop the chips, the fine chips, getting in the gibs. As you know, I mean, all lathes come with a chip tray, which gets the majority of it for cleaning up, obviously. But it's just the small particles and that I'm really interested in catching, that are getting in the gibs, and making it a bit awkward for cleaning out. So it saves you a bit of time on the cleaning. So yeah, just watch this video, and hopefully you might want to build one yourself. Cheers. Okay guys, we start off with just some offcuts of plywood which I had knocking about. So we cut the baseboard at 30 inches square, and then I cut two smaller boards that sit on the top. One side is screwed down to the board, as you can see in the picture. Then there's an aluminium channel which fits up to that board, and then we put the other board, which is the same size as this, and that's hinged, which basically it just hinges up and down, which is where we get the straight edge to be able to bend the Perspex, as you will see in the next picture. Okay, as you can see, this is showing the channel that's been cut to size. So it's cut to the same size as the board that's screwed to the top, and then what we do then is we drill 3 holes or 4 holes, how many you want to drill in it, and we screw that channel to the baseboard so it can't move. Yeah, it's quite important that we do that, because we're going to be stretching some element wire across the top of it, and I'll show you that on the next picture. So you can see now we've put 5 screws into the aluminium. We've screwed that down to the baseboard, and we've put the element wire across, which at one end is secured with a spring, because we need to keep tension on that. As the element wire gets hot, it expands, and we can't allow the wire to touch the aluminium, otherwise we're going to short out. As you can see, the other board, it's loose at the minute. It will be hinged across. We're just making sure at this stage that we've got everything all lined up the way we want it, and I'll show you on the next picture. So as you can see, the element wire, all we do is we put a bend in one end of the wire, and then we attach that to a spring, which just basically goes through a screw in the baseboard. You want a little bit of tension on it, because like I say, once the element wire starts to warm up, it will expand, and we can't allow the wire to touch the aluminium, otherwise we're going to get a short on it. As you can see, on this end of the element wire, we put a screw into the baseboard, and the element wire is just simply wrapped around that. It's the spring that's keeping the tension on it at the other end. You don't want it too tight, but at the same time you want a little bit on it, because it is going to expand. Okay, this is just showing you a couple of basic hinges. Got these from B&Q. Very cheap and cheerful. But these now go across the channel, so you've got one board now that can hinge, and the other one is fixed to the board, and then you can basically see what's going to happen now. Okay, as you can see by this picture, I'm just putting the hinges on. So now we've got one board which is screwed down. We've got the aluminium channel, which is also screwed down. We have the element wire, which is stretched across. We have the spring on one end, tension in it. And now I'm just putting the hinges on. So this side is just hinged. So once we put the Perspex across the wire and it starts to get hot, we just fold it up to the 90 degrees or whatever angle you want to bend. It's very, very simple project to make. As you can see in the background, I'm just running it off a 12-volt battery, which is more than sufficient for heating the plastic up. Okay, so you can see now we've drilled 2 holes in the Perspex. Obviously, every machine is going to be different, but that's where it lined up nice for fitting to the lathe. And also, you can see there I've bent one end up now, so I've melted it and bent it to 90 degrees with the bender. Very, very simple. Yeah, comes out really good. As you can see by this picture, this is showing you the element wire. It's very hot, obviously. You keep your fingers well away from it. You see the hinges now on either end of the board. Once it's on there just for a few minutes, it gets really pliable, and then you just fold the board up and it'll bend perfectly, you know, because it's supported. And this is just the second bend. So as you can see by this picture, that's the both ends all bent up, and yeah, it's starting to take shape now. And you can see the two holes in it now on this picture as well. And that's where it attaches to the lathe. So yeah, it's coming along. Okay, this one's showing you the third side all folded up, and that's basically we just carry on doing it the same. It's just rinse and repeat, and eventually we end up with all the four sides all folded up. So here you can see it's all the sides now are all folded up. So the next stage now is just to fit it onto the lathe. Okay, you can see that we've just offered up the two 8mm Allen screw bolts. We're just at a position now. We're just about to put it onto the lathe. Okay, that's it bolted onto the lathe now. Yeah, as you can see, it's fastened to the carriage. So as we move the carriage in against the chuck, it moves along. I've made it so that I get full travel on the carriage up to the chuck, so that's quite important as well. But yeah, I think we should get some success with it. Hopefully, it'll keep the gibs clear. That'd be great. So there's a few pictures following now with it installed on the machine. And there's a small video which is going to be running in a minute, which is just showing you it moving along with the carriage on auto feed. Like the video. If you do like it, you know, I'd like to see your comments as well. You'd probably be a lot of you out there that'll say what a waste of time, but yeah, if you like it, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to press that subscribe button, that'd be great as well. Okay, thanks very much guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.